Hello, everybody, and welcome to the December predictions for Astro and Tarot. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with this amazing oracle who's going to read for all the 12 zodiac signs. Sophie, how are you, Sophie?
Hey, really excited to read for December. Every month I feel like, how can we already be in that month? Let me know if you feel that the timeline is just very, very fast right now. But we're already in December and excited to see what this month is going to bring every single zodiac sign here.
Yeah, wow. Yes, you're so right. I feel like this year flew by so fast. Already the last month of, well, the Gregorian year, not the astrological year, but still time flies by, as we say. And in this show, we're going to be talking in the introduction. Don't miss the introduction because it's going to give you like the general energies in astrology, but also in tarot. And then we're going to give the winner for this month, who's going to win a consultation with Sophie. And then we'll dive into each of the 12 zodiac signs. So you'll have your predictions for your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. So you can watch all three. And you can also watch for loved ones, of course. We have many people who do that as well. So general vibe for the month of December. I think it's going to be an interesting month. She's like, oh. Well, because Mercury is retrograde starting on November 25th until December 15th. So for the first 2 weeks of December, we still have Mercury retrograde. So it's more like an inward focused month, I would say. For that reason, also, we have Mars going retrograde on the 6th of December until February of next year. So you can see that like our energy is not going to be mainly focused on the outside. I think it's going to be a huge month of psychological transformation, which is going to be truly magical in my opinion, because I think it's going to give us like a whole new perspective on many things. So we'll have a T-square for the most part of December between Mercury opposing Jupiter and the apex being Saturn. And I don't think it's bad because Jupiter and Mercury will be in mutual reception. So they will be ruling each other's sign. So I feel like they're going to cooperate in order for us to change our perspective on something and make better decisions for what's to come. The other thing that I think is going to be a little bit challenging, but also in terms of evolution, quite good in the end, is the Saturn-Jupiter square that we're going to have exact on December 24th. So the whole month of December is going to be under this influence of old versus new, which is the title of the show. So there's going to be frictions in order for us to, like, what do we want to keep from our past or the traditions? And how do we want to expand moving forward? So what let's say new expansion of consciousness do we want to bring in our lives? What new exploration? So there's going to be this like tug of war between the two, but I think in the end it's going to be like a big month for soul growth and spiritual evolution and making important decisions for next year, for 2025. And if I can be reassuring, I think it's going to give us a lot more clarity on where we are going, because Mercury is going to be so much emphasized, Jupiter too, during this month. So a whole new perspective, getting rid of a lot of limiting beliefs and having a lot of clarity after, especially the Mercury retrograde phase. And also there's going to be not 2, but 3 lunations this month. So this is special. There's going to be a new moon in Sagittarius, a full moon in Gemini, a new moon in Capricorn. So 3 chances to, let's say, have a change in energy and work on ourselves. And Gemini and Sagittarius are both like very, let's say, inwardly focused signs, I would say, because they focus on information, on the mental realm, limiting beliefs, faith, having faith in the universe. So I think this is kind of going to be the big lines for this month. And just before we pull cards for the general energies of the month, I would like to tell you guys that there are still 2 days left if you'd like to get this workshop, this very magical workshop that I created on the Academy, on Maison Jupiter Academy. So there's a 50% off with code ASTRO50, and that's only until November 24th, so until this Sunday. So still 2 days left to take advantage of that big promotion. I try to make it as affordable as I can. There are lots of information, downloadable documents as well, so you can really look at birth charts, your own loved ones, in order to see like what's special about those birth charts, with information that I've never given before about fixed stars, special degrees, special planets, and also like galactic center, super galactic center, all that stuff. Especially interesting for starseed and people with special abilities.
And you mentioned getting clarity in this month. So even if you're new to astrology, this is something you're going to be able to look at. Do I have this exact placement that she's talking about? What does it mean for my chart? So first of all, getting to know a little bit more of your own chart, getting to know a little bit more of your energy, of your soul mission, but also to just say, oh, so I should really invest in that direction, or this is not going to be for me. So that kind of making your, what do I want to do in this new year that is coming with 2025, and where do I want to let the old get in the past?
Such a good point. Such a good point. Because yeah, I feel like we're going to be faced with a lot of decisions, especially in December. So you're so right that looking at like your life mission, what you're here to do, what are you here to bring as some special abilities, special gifts to share with humanity, are going to be the focus. And especially throughout Sagittarius season, which is all about learning, higher learning, stepping into your spiritual warrior self. So right, Sophie, thank you for that. So again, the link is down below if you'd like to register. 2 days left until November 24th only. So that being said, let's pull cards. Let's see what you have on your side for the general energies of December.
Okay.
For everybody watching this video.
Everybody watching live and on replay, first of all, thank you so much for being here and to support this channel. We love you so much. Let's see what is coming in December. Exactly what you said, Jolie. So we have receiving many signs. So first of all, you need to be a little bit more alert to signs. We tend to not be in the present moment, but in December, there is going to be a lot of signs. So numbers, coincidences that are not coincidences. There is a lot of maybe dreams or any kind of music that pops in, or any other kind of sign that is going to be happening in the month of December to show you the way, to show you the direction of what is supposed to happen. And sometimes the signs are coming in and we're not sure, but you can also say thank you for any signs and just write it down and come back to it later. Or you can ask for a sign of confirmation, and you can ask for more clarity on those signs. The next card is the dress. It says makeover, renovation, and transformation. So basically this is about showing you where you have things that needs to be left behind, and where you have things that you need to continue to invest in or to transform in your life, showing you where is the right balance between the old and the new in the month. And we do have money coming in. I just want to say that not for everybody will be about just money, but anything of value. So that could be also help by people who are of influence. That could be also help just in your day-to-day, mental health, somebody new, a new friend that you can chat with and have new perspective. Whatever this is, something of great value is coming in your life as a kind of a gift of this transformation that we're going to go through.
Wow, I love this. And you know what's crazy is that I've been, of course, looking at the new moon and the full moons that we're going to have this month. And I think I'm going to make separate videos because there's so much to say. But there are two of those lunations that fall directly on fixed stars that are associated with wealth.
Oh.
So that makes a lot of sense. And whether it is financial wealth or just being surrounded by loved ones and being happy and that inner type of wealth, well, I think you're right on point with the cards also.
Let's just add a layer of like a magical purification and protection, so we can have all of the good things coming to us without interference.
Yes, I love it. And I feel like, although like when I look at the astrology, especially with the square between Saturn and Jupiter, I'm like, like we're gonna get tested. Let's just be honest. I feel really good about December. I don't know about you guys, but I feel, and especially after those cards. So thank you so much, Sophie, for that. And we have also an amazing community. So if you'd like to join, it is, of course, free to join, and the link is down below. It's on Maison Jupiter Academy. And every month when we do those predictions, the Astro Tarot predictions, we have a winner that's going to win a consultation with this amazing lady right here. So this month we have the winner, drum roll, is going to be, that is celebrating their birthday during the month of December. The winner is Christina Paul. So a very happy solar return to you, Christina Paul. We wish you lots of love, beautiful things, and to all the members also of the community and that are celebrating their birthday during December, and all of you watching this video. And Christina says, hey, lovely ladies, my birthday is December 31st. I would love to manifest some financial freedom to help with costs of a growing family. I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by loved ones, but would love to spend more time with them. So let's hope we're going to send you all of our love and energy so that you can manifest that for your solar return. Amazing. So if you like, well, Christina is going to get that as her birthday gift, but if you'd like to book a one-on-one consultation with Sophie, you can do so on maisonjupiter.com. The link is down below, also in the description box. And don't forget to enter Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off. And of course, you'll get the choice between the 1-hour tarot reading, where you can ask all of your personal questions, guidance for the next year to Sophie. And also there's the 1-hour past lives reading if you're interested into looking at past influences and karma that you're still maybe dealing with at the moment. Mm-hmm. That being said, we're going to move to the important dates of the month of December. And I'm going to show you the calendar that I created that is a free download. And the link is also down in this description box if you don't have it yet. And I will create another one for next year, and I will let you know as soon as this is ready. So as you can see, I said, I'm going to just move this a little bit so you can see 3 lunations. So we have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 1st of December. And then on the 15th of December, we have a full moon in Gemini at 23 degrees. Also, Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is turning direct on this very date. So expect a lot of revelations, clarity, downloads, maybe new pathways in your mind being formed, new timelines even maybe. So I really like this one. I put a green heart there because I think it's going to be one of the most positive aspects of the month. And right here on the 30th, we have a new moon in Capricorn at 9 degrees, which has, let's say, some good and bad to it. But I think Capricorns that are have their birthday close to this new moon, I think are going to be very happy because it's making a good aspect to Saturn, their ruling planet. But let's talk about that when we talk about the signs individually. The other dates that I wanted to mention here is that on the 5th of December, we have a Mercury Cazimi while Mercury is still being retrograde. So there could be a lot of, let's say, revelations, important conversations, downloads also on that date. On the 6th, Mars is turning retrograde until February of next year. So this is what I wanted to, I was saying in the intro that Mars is our energy, our vital energy, our motivation, our drive. So we will revisit either things from the past, or we will revisit where do we invest this very important energy. So we might feel less energized, especially for Aries and Scorpios during that time, but it's all for the better because we're going to learn how to channel this energy. And I think, oh yes, and I said on the 24th, big red light here, Jupiter Saturn square. So just keep in mind that it's going to be an orb for the whole month, but it's going to be exact on Christmas Eve. So There could be some tensions there, but I think in the end it's going to lead to a lot of, let's say, clarity and maybe we're going to be clear on what we want to commit to, because Saturn talks about commitment and Jupiter's expansion. All right. Now, are we ready? I think we are. And right before we dive into the 12 zodiac signs, please do make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, we are also simulcasting on our Rumble channel. So do make sure you follow us over there as well, and on our YouTube channel, where we just produced 2 amazing new episodes, the 5D news show and the 5D deep dive on Pluto and Aquarius. This is the 2 must watch for the week. So if you haven't watched them, this is like good stuff for the weekend or next week, whenever you're watching this on. And
I should add, I'm sorry, that if you like those shows and you want us to pull on your question, this is still in the community that we are. Julie is going there before every show that she's planning the questions. So she's taking the questions also, I should say, almost mainly from the community. So yeah. If you have anything you want us to ask the cards, please join the community and ask your question in that section.
Yeah, very well said. Thank you so much for that. I think we are ready, Sophie, if you are too. Let's begin with our first sign. And I'll change the icon. They changed a little bit of the visual there on StreamYard, so I'm a little bit lost. Wait for me. Oh, I don't have it here. Well, wait for me. So for Aries, sun, moon, or rising, just keep in mind that the rising and the sun will be the most important ones. We're going to start by talking about you guys with Mercury retrograde in your 9th house. So from November 25th until December 15, you'll have Mercury go backwards in your 9th house of limiting beliefs in general, faith, spirituality, travel, foreign affairs, legal affairs. So all of that may need that you rethink the way that you do things, but also it's going to be more of a psychological process, especially for you guys, Aries, because the 9th house is what is blocking you, what are your beliefs, and you're going to have a whole new perspective of life itself, I feel, by the end of the month. And especially at the Gemini full moon on December 15, it's going to give you lots of clarity on where you need to expand and how you can continue your process of self-growth. And then the second most important thing for you guys is that your planet Mars is about to turn retrograde on December 6th. So from December 6th until February 23rd of next year. So it entered briefly the sign of Leo, and then it's going to go backwards in Leo and backwards in Cancer. And it will make another opposition to Pluto. So you're going to feel that very strongly, Aries. You might feel also less energy than usual because your planet is moving retrograde. So your drive, your big energy, and we know Aries have a lot of physical energy also, you might have a little bit less. But all of that is because you need to focus it inwardly and also focus it on your personal life at home, because it's going to be mainly in the sign of Cancer. Also, and also important for you to use this time to focus on what sparks joy for you in your life. And especially while it's in the sign of Leo, you're going to be asked to really think about what recharges you on a very deep level. Also, it's going to be a good time, especially when it's in Cancer, to review home projects, to relax. And I know it might be hard for an Aries to relax, but you're going to be asked to really recharge your battery and create a safe environment so that you can really recharge and think about, like, how do you want to invest this very important energy that you have. And while also we have this opposition with Pluto, there's themes of control, themes of empowerment, self-empowerment that are going to be very much highlighted. So that's why you really need to recharge and really think about your own personal direction. And then the other thing that is going to be very important is the square between Saturn and Jupiter. So you have Saturn here in your 12th house and you have Jupiter here in your 3rd house. So especially for Aries, there is a lot of past karma that needs to be dealt with and healed so that you can move forward and keep expanding, because Jupiter in the 3rd house really wants to have lots of projects, wants to expand, wants to learn many things and do many projects at once. But Saturn is here to like slow you down and be like, but wait, did you really deal with that thing of the past before you can move on? So your new projects needs to be reassessed and have solid and realistic foundations. With that Saturn in the 12th house, you need to deal with the past. You need to deal with what's been hidden as well. Also, you will be asked to review lots of information this month, and you will have a completely different approach by the end of December. It might also change your plans, so just be ready for that because of the square with Jupiter. Also, learning, teaching plans might face some, let's say, difficulties, issues. You might even change your course of action. But I think it's going to be a great month to find the truth, have important conversations that allow for you to have a big liberation of the past, liberation of past karma that's been holding you back as well. And that can also be with friendships, because the 3rd house also rules friendships. So this is what I have for the astrology part. Can we now pull cards for Aries for the tarot card for the month of December?
What do we have for you, Aries, for December? We have do what you love. And this is such important. You mentioned that, Julie, in the astrology part, because you mentioned it's really important you follow where your passion, your heart, and what is making you feel happy and alive. And especially, I think this is because of they're going to feel less energy. They're going to feel less maybe of the normal trail and vitality. But if you do what you love, then you're going to recharge. Then you're going to have that kind of a fire that Mars is normally giving you from a healthy place that is just feeling you, that just correspond to what you love. So let's take 2 cards. We have the Devil reverse. So letting go, purification, letting go of what is keeping you stuck in one place, and that is no longer something happy, that is no longer something that is giving you also. So you really want to look at reciprocity, and where you don't have this reciprocity anymore. Could also be small things, like diet and everything, letting go of sugar, of stuff like that, because sugar is ruled by the devil. So we can also think about expenses, money. Overall, it's just a review of where your energy is leaking and removing that leak of energy, making choices that are making you happy, and reclaiming all of this power. And we have that this is how you may feel during that month if the work is not done. So if you're doing the work, it's not going to feel like you have to work really hard and you are overwhelmed, but it may be like this until you get clear of what you need to clear. It's almost like, for those of you who know tarot, it's almost like a tower moment. What I'm getting here is that until the moment where you are understanding the pressure and where it wants you to let go of something, you're going to feel overwhelmed. But 6 of Cups is there as a last card. And this is just about being more natural. You need to go a little bit more natural. So go with situation, places, people, even food, or anything that is more natural, that goes with it goes without a lot of hard work. It goes without a lot of consequences. It goes without a lot of, the word is just natural. So what comes naturally to you, and go with what is bringing you that kind of uncomplicated and sweet energy, if that makes sense.
Oh, I love that. And also with the Devil reverse, I was thinking about, like, as you said, sugar, but also all sorts of addictions you could have to face them to really release, but it's a great month to release that, especially while Mercury, Mars are retrograde. Review that, as you said, energy leaks, and focus on what sparks joy in your life. So I love the message. Let us know, Aries, if that resonates. And then we're going to talk about the next one, which is Taurus. So for Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. So for Taurus, let's now, we're going to begin by talking about Mercury retrograde, that is retrograde in your 8th house. So throughout December, it's going to go backwards, asking you to revisit themes of mutual finances, transformation, inner transformation, psychological transformation, and also how you plan with mutual funds, with finances, with your partner's resources. And I feel like it's going to give you clarity, especially at the end of that retrograde on December 15, moving onwards, because then Mercury is going to be direct. It will give you a lot of clarity on energy exchanges and how you might have felt unbalanced in one of those energy exchanges, and how to get better at feeling like a constant flow of energy. And that can be, of course, finances, but also all sorts of energy there. And then Taurus, you're ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus will make a conjunction to the planet Pluto, who just recently entered Aquarius on December 7th. So this is going to be very important for you, Tauruses. And as you can see, it's going to be at the beginning of your 10th house. So you could be feeling a lot more intensity within a relationship. So by intensity, I mean good and bad, because it can be passion, it can be reignition of passion with love, let's say a partner, but it can also be seeing the shadows in people. Pluto can be karmic relationships. So all of that stuff also, but also it can be a good rebirth energy, especially because it's at 0 degree Aquarius, so a new era of those types of conjunctions. And also Pluto rules your 7th house. So I feel like it's going to be very much relational for you, Tauruses. So you'll have a lot of new energy being infused in your life, more passion, more desire. You know what you want. It can also be a good sign with finances. You can have like an important financial news near that date, near December 7th. I feel also like a lot of Tauruses are going to decide to reinvest their energy into themselves. Also because you're being ruled by Venus, Pluto rules your 7th house, and Pluto's also reclaiming your power. So I feel like this is a common theme for Tauruses. And because Pluto just entered Aquarius, it's going to have like a different tone this year, this conjunction. So you will feel like you will learn how to have different sort of energy exchanges from now on, because it's now in Aquarius. Also on December 12th, your planet Venus will oppose Mars. As you can see here, it's almost exact on the 15th. So again, relationship energy coming up for you, Tauruses, to review exchange of energy. It can also emphasize even more the desire you have to be in a relationship, or to connect with someone, or to connect to a desire, a goal, an external goal. Past partners may also come back because that planet is retrograde. Also, Mercury will be retrograde. You can also make compromises, agreements. And I feel like also there is going to be this professional, personal balance that you need to deal with. You need to rebalance within the month of December. The last thing I want to talk about for you is Saturn will be squaring Jupiter. So Saturn is here in your 11th house, and Jupiter is in your 2nd house. So they will confront each other. That will be exact on December 24th, where we're going to be feeling this square all of December. So for you, Taurus, it's going to express itself as you need to review your long-term plans. And it can also be your retirement plans, because the 11th house can also be retirement if you're, of course, around that age. So you could be really having to reshuffle everything and think about, oh, I thought I was going to buy a house, for example, or I thought I was going to stop working or do this or do that, but those might change. And especially because of financial situation, because Jupiter is in your 2nd house of finances. So you will need to infuse a lot more energy into making realistic financial plans. And Jupiter in the second house is really hopeful. It's like, yay, let's spend, let's do this, let's do that. But with the square to Saturn, it's like Saturn is like, no, no, no. Have really realistic plan, especially for the future, 11th house. Also, you might have interesting realization about certain exchanges of energy, and you will definitely have to change your approach on some of them to really tweak it in order to make sure that these are long terms and they are realistic with Saturn. But Saturn can be a blessing if we work in the sense of this awesome planet sometimes. And especially on the 30th, you're going to see that the new moon is being more, let's say, helped by this planet Saturn. So you're going to have more clarity there. Can we look at the cards for Tauruses for the month of December?
Let's see what we have. It says, do not disturb regeneration in progress. Very interesting for this month. And let's pull 2 cards. Do you have something to say about this first card? I feel like you do.
Well, I feel like it's like a general energy for all the signs, but especially it's coming for Tauruses. So it's interesting. Yes.
Yes. So I wanted to pull 2, but I pulled 4 for some reason. So we have 7 of Swords, the Tower reverse. And we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cup. So I really feel that this is the continuation of what we had last month with Pluto changing sign. We're still under that kind of a big purge of what is going on in your life. And I really see this in a very positive way, especially with those cards. The 7 of Sword, it's represent for me something that has been hidden from you, something that you may not see yourself. So hidden is maybe a big of a word. Not everybody will have something that is consciously hidden from them in their life. There could be for some of you, but it's mainly something you don't see you didn't notice that is being revealed by how you feel inside. You're going to have that kind of a big gut feeling. Something is not right suddenly. That can really come up in like a flash of a second. Suddenly you're not okay with something and some situation are not moving forward, but you are going to take charge in your own happiness in the month of December. It says recharging. So if you feel like suddenly you're not fulfilled, or you have resentment, or you have anything that is other than joy, the key word here is to basically recharge and really take that moment to fill your own cup of love by doing things that you like. So self-care for this month. And through this recharging, you're going to know what action needs to be taken to move those things out of your life that are bothering you, so you can stay in that energy of self-care and self-love and that fresh new beginning. So fertility could be in the cards for you if this is what you are aiming for, but we have to clear something out of your health or life first. New love is in the cards too, and self-love and a new way of loving your life is also there. So depending where you stand in your life, this is a collective message, but you're going to know something is not making sense, something is not right, and you're going to clear this.
You know what? Like, it's really interesting because from the tarot perspective, I think you're picking up on the Venus-Pluto conjunction. And Venus, of course, is the ruler of Taurus. So it talks about regeneration, re-empowerment, refocusing your energy on yourself, doing things differently. It can also be love, but self-love, external love as well, intensity. So I feel like this is quite an important thing. December 7th, keep that in your calendar, Tauruses.
Yep.
Love it. So now let's talk about our next sign, Gemini. So for Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. Well, Gemini, big month for you, huge month for you. You're going to see like a lot of things shifting. First of all, your planet Mercury is retrograde. So you're going to be feeling that a lot, and especially because it will transit your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So until mid-month, so until December 15, you're going to have to review a lot about where you stand on different relationships, partnerships. Also, it can be clientele if you're, let's say, working for yourself, or if you're more like business oriented. So 7th house is also the house of clients. So you can have to review a lot of those relationships, also have important conversations with other people, your partner, if you have a partner. So those will be under review, and especially because it's your planet also. So slow down, take the time to not be busy as usual, because we know that Gemini loves to be busy. It's going to ask of you to really slow down your tempo and to take the time to think deeply, Sagittarius, about relationships. And especially on the full moon in your sign in Gemini on December 15, you're going to get a lot more clarity on, especially on partnerships, collaboration, relationships that were under review for the last 3 weeks. So now let's talk about the new moon in your opposing sign on December 1st. So you're going to have a new moon there. And because that's the sign that opposes you, that's going to be an important one. It's going to highlight your 7th house, again, of partnerships and relationships. So there is new energy being infused there in your partnership sector. Although this new moon is going to be a little rough, let's not lie, because it's going to square Saturn in your 10th house, so in another angular house, so 10th house of career, of work. So you're going to be very, very busy with that. You're probably going to have lots of responsibility in career and work. But also you're going to have something clashing as far as collaboration, or you're trying to start something new there, but there's going to be a test of commitment that's going to be presented to you. You're likely going to have important decisions to make. And why I say that is because Saturn is going to make a T-square with your planet Mercury opposing Jupiter in your sign. So you're very, very, let's say, under the spotlight of this tension, you Gemini especially. So making important decisions regarding collaboration, regarding partnerships, regarding career, work, and do not make them, my advice, do not make them at the beginning of December. Try to really look at different perspectives, because I feel like at the end of December, and especially in the second part of December, you're going to have a whole new perspective on things because of that opposition of Mercury and Jupiter that are in mutual reception. So Mercury usually rules Gemini, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So they're going to be exchanging energy in a kind of unexpected way and make you totally shift your perspective on where you're going in your partnerships. So wait until then, and especially because also your planet is retrograde. And make sure that any kind of newness that appears in your life is rooted in reality, and just be aware of it, because Saturn is going to really be emphasized and your ruler is retrograde. So you're not totally seeing everything at the moment of this new moon. Then on December 15, we're going to have a full moon in your sign at 23 degrees of Gemini, so in your first house. So then I feel like you're going to get downloads and a little bit more of clarity about what you want to accomplish personally speaking. So who do you want to become? Where are you going? And because I feel like although it's a wide conjunction with Jupiter, I think it still gives us a little bit of hope and support with Jupiter. So you can expect help, cooperation from others. And also it's falling on a fixed star, Al-Nilam, that is a wealth star. So I feel like this one is going to be particularly lucky for you. But then again, Saturn is involved. Again, it's still making this tough aspect to Jupiter and Mercury, who's going to turn direct that day. So just make sure that you're not dispersing your energy and you're not in la la land, because Saturn is going to really make sure that you are rooted in reality. But I think beginning on the 15th, you're going to see a lot more clearer, and that's going to be a lot more positive for you, Gemini. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the Saturn square Jupiter. So Saturn is in your 10th house, squaring Jupiter in your sign. So that's going to be even more felt by you, Geminis. And it's a very, very important time for you guys to make important decision, and probably a lot of like opportunities will come to you, and you'll have to choose, and you'll have to discern Saturn, and to simplify Saturn, not spread yourself thin in many, many different projects like you could do. Sometimes Saturn is going to ask of you to focus. And also you will probably be pushed in another direction or be facing potential hardships to test if you are really committed to something. So also you'll feel this dance of extraction, opportunities, contraction, Saturn, obstacles. So keeping structure in your day-to-day will be very, very important, Gemini, to be facing this month of December, especially, and it's going to peak on the 24th. And also you could feel some tension with authority figures, a boss, a father figure. But it's going to ask of you to really focus your energy and work hard and show the universe that you're really disciplined and focused on something that is important to you. What can we tell our beautiful Geminis with the cards for December?
Let's see. It says yes. So even though we have a lot of big things going on, you have to remember that this is all in your favor. You have to remember that this is really to for you to have this new direction where you're going to be unstoppable. So do you see all of those stars? The star is the fate. The stars are the best energy of healing and guidance and everything. So basically, even though you're going through a lot of stuff, it's easy to just think, wow, it's just too much and I'm just trying to survive. But what you should be doing is going inwards and really doing the work, because once you are making the right decision and you're really using this energy of this month to go inwards, you're going to be really happy, freed of everything that is not serving you, or really committed. Maybe you're going to choose to stay committed to exactly what you are committed to, and knowing that this is the right place to be at. So let's pull 2 more cards from the mouse deck.
My favorite.
The Nine of Cups. This is your wish coming true. We have stars with a big yes and the Nine of Cups. So you have to understand it's wonderful. Underneath the deck, 2 of Pentacles. So don't try to just survive this month, like I was saying. Really go through the questioning, because those energy are serving you. If you're not doing the work, this is not going to be showing up as the big yes that we're getting in this big wish coming true. We need that questioning to be able to get to the best timeline in the best place. And that's the last card. This is the confirmation of what I was saying, is that you need to watch your thought process. You need to question things. You need to ask for more information. You need to communicate. You need to be curious about everything. This is a month where it's not a time to just be in their distraction. It's a month to, like Julie said, be extremely focused and dedicating on, okay, so this is where I'm getting clarity on where to invest my time, energy, and commitment. So I'm going to do the work. So at the end of the month, I know exactly where I'm going. Very beautiful month.
Yeah, I love it. And also, I forgot to say, but think back what was happening to you around December of 2023, Geminis, because Mercury was retrograde around the same degrees that it is right now. So at the end, like from December 15 of this year and moving forward, then there's something from the past that's going to give you like a reward or some kind of resolution or download, something very clear happening to you. So I love the cards. Well, beautiful cards for Geminis. I think although you will be tested, I think there are going to be really beautiful outcomes for you. So now let's talk about our next one, Cancer. Cancer, let's talk about the month of December. So first, Mercury will be retrograde in your 6th house for 2 weeks, well, 3 weeks, but the 2 first weeks of December. So from November 25th until December 15th. And the sixth house is all about health. It's all about work. So you will likely have to review a lot of those things, especially I feel regarding work. You'll have to, well, one advice from myself, back up your devices, make sure that you have your data being stored safely. First of all, because the sixth house is also about like day-to-day work and like your daily chores, responsibilities. But you'll likely have to revisit something that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Maybe that's a bad habit, or maybe that's not optimal regarding health, regarding work. And you will have more clarity regarding that topic, especially at the Gemini full moon on December 15th, wherein Mercury also turns direct moving forward. So the rest of the month is going to make a lot clearer, and you'll be able to move forward with more assurance. Also, I wanted to talk about December 30th, at the very end of December, because there's going to be a new moon in Capricorn, your opposing sign. So that's going to be in your 7th house. So this one is going to be particularly important for you, Cancers. This is a new moon, so we are infusing new energy into our partnerships, relationships, collaboration. And although we had like 2 lunations before, this one is making a good aspect with Saturn. So that's going to be very fresh and positive to all of us, but especially to you, Cancer, because this new moon falls in one of your angular house. So this is going to be felt more importantly. So Saturn is here supportive of what is being started. So that could be a new relationship, a new collaboration, a new partnership, a new clientele, and any kind of new project that is being started with someone else is the 7th house. Also, there could be traveling that's opening up to you, travel possibilities because of that Saturn in the 9th house. And we also have a cooperation between Mercury and Jupiter that are in mutual reception in your health axis. So you might have more, let's say, clarity on what are you being called to do, also mission-wise, let's say on your day-to-day, but also career, work, health, and where are you being called to help for the new age of Aquarius. So you'll have a lot more clarity there. And then last thing, Saturn will be making a square to Jupiter. So Saturn is in your 9th house, Jupiter is in your 12th. So for you, Cancer, it's going to feel like a lot more of an internal process for you, because the 9th house is like your limiting belief, your beliefs, your faith in the universe and God. And the 12th house is about karma. It's about the past. It's about your mental health. So there's going to be, those two are going to be confronting each other. At times you might feel like you're losing hope. Saturn in the 9th house, you're going to feel like you're tested about your faith in the universe, in your future. It's the best time to do some internal work, Cancers, to let go of limiting beliefs, psychological blockages that are preventing you from reaching the next level of your soul growth. You're going to be asked to let go of feeling that you're not good enough. Saturn in the 9th house. Ask from help from your guides. Jupiter is in the 12th house. You're being protected by your ancestors, your family member that are on the other side, also your guides. And you could also experience blockages in travels, legal affairs, but like the external stuff might feel like it's paused for a second, but really focus on the inward stuff, meditation, let's say any kind of spiritual practice that's going to help you unblock a lot of things. So I think it's going to be great for Cancer, although this is not an easy aspect for anybody. I think for Cancers, if you go inwards and do the work, I think it will give amazing results, and you're going to be able to step into the next level of your evolution. All right. Can we look at the cards for Cancers for the month of December?
Yes, let's see what we have. It says, I'm not always an angel.
Oh.
So I think with this, it's to look inwards at your part of responsibility in everything that is happening in your life. That's not to blame us for everything. That's not to act as a victim. Is to find a great balance in between. What can I personally see that I may be not helping in the things that I'm trying to change, and to shed light on your part of responsibility on this. So let's pull some tarot card as well. We have the Death card. So by doing this, I'm seeing a big change in your day-to-day, a very big change. And I think you mentioned the day-to-day with the Cancer, correct?
Yes, Mercury is going to be retrograde in their 6th house, so there's going to be a lot of emphasis there.
Yeah, so it could be maybe every day I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough, or maybe every day I'm telling myself that I don't like myself, or maybe it's to somebody else. Maybe it's the way you communicate with somebody else. For everybody will be different. So see how it fits, see how you resonate with that information. But with anything that is the mind or the communication, there's something that needs to be changed. And maybe that's the way you manifest also. There's a lot of possibility here, but you're going to see what is my part in this and how can I change my part, not the rest of the world's part, but just my part. And you're going to see lots of results. So the card that just flew out is the 10 of Pentacles.
Wow.
It's like suddenly you have wealth, suddenly you have abundance. That doesn't mean just money. It could be the wealth, yes, but that could be also suddenly I have the stability, the family life that I want, the friends, the community. So there's something about what you're trying to manifest that is being blocked, and it's to review your part in it, because you have no control over the rest. So the rest, you cannot review it and control it, but review your part in it. And we are going to see a lot of balance being restored between what you are sending at the universe or at somebody else's energy, what you're emanating. Is that the word that I'm looking for?
Mm-hmm.
What your vibration is sending as a signal to universe and others, and to receive the same thing back.
Well, I love the cards. I love the 10 of Pentacles. I think it's going to be a pivotal month for Cancers, especially psychologically, inwardly. But there's great work that needs to be done and that can't be done. So awesome. Let us know if you resonate with that, Cancer. Sending lots of love to you. And then we're going to talk about Leos. So for Leo, sun, moon, or rising. But of course, the rising and the sun are going to be the most powerful ones. Let's start with Mercury retrograde that will be retrograding in your 5th house. So the 5th house is naturally associated with Leo. So you're going to have to review a lot about your creativity, your creative process. How do you recharge your battery? How do you find joy in life? How do you express your love, your joy? So you're going to have to review that. Maybe if you have, let's say, creative projects that are on hold, it's good to come back to old projects with that Mercury retrograde. Not good to start something new, of course, because Mercury is retrograde, but it's good to go back, let's say, and also it's a placement for ex-lovers to come back. The 5th house is romance. Mercury is, let's say, famous for that, but also it can also be old creative projects or old projects in general that you are tending back to at this time, from November 25th to December 15th. And on the Gemini full moon on December 15th, then you're going to get a lot more clarity, because Mercury will turn direct. And it's going to be a new moon ruled by Mercury in your 5th house. So you're going to be feeling like anew with this new moon, because it's in also your 5th house. It's the Leo 5th house of creativity, love, children, vacation, anything that sparks joy with you. So you're going to feel like you know more about what you need to be able to be in your most happy and creative self. Then on December 1st, well, not then, we're going backwards in time. Follow me. December 1st, we have a new moon in Sagittarius in your 5th house. So So there is new energy being infused in your Leo house of creativity, children, and fun. And I just made a little mistake on the Gemini full moon on the 15th. This is falling in your 11th house and not your 5th. So the December 1st new moon will be in your 5th house of Leo. So you're going to have lots of emphasis there in that house. So lots of questioning about like what makes you happy, truly you. And we'll have the energy also of the 5th house on the 15th, but it's going to be also about your friends, your social groups. So let's go back to December 1st. So new energy is being infused in that Leo house of creativity, children, and fun. Also, you could be planning some stuff, planning a vacation, planning some fun events, some creative project, but just make sure that you don't, let's say, do any big hardcore planning because Mercury is retrograde. So, or if you do plan some vacations, just make sure that you are able to cancel them if there's something like a curveball coming in. Also, you'll be asked to revisit the past and what also made you happy in the past. Where were you at your most happy self? And what can you do now to really go back to that state? Also, getting back in touch with your true essence and feeling your connection to the divine amidst the difficulties with Saturn in your 8th, because Saturn in your 8th will ask of you to work hard on personal transformation. So sometimes you might feel that hard energy from Saturn, but I feel like this new moon is going to compensate because you're going to be able to tap into that energy reservoir that asks of you to, let's say that's a natural strength from the Leos that are able to really tap into joy, love, creativity to recharge themselves. So you're going to be asked to do that even more. And lastly, Saturn is squaring Jupiter. So Saturn, we just talked about it in your 8th house of transformation, of mutual finances, is squaring Jupiter in your 11th house. So for a lot of Leos, it's going to play out as financial struggles or financial questioning or tension with the finances, because both are financial houses. So there could be financial constraints that make you face reality. 8th house can be taxes, it can be partners' resources or shared resources with another. And the 11th house is also future plans. So you might want to budget or cut on expenses to plan for the future. There will likely be a change of future plans with that tension with Jupiter. So Jupiter wants to dream, wants to expand, while Saturn is calling for more financial rigidity in your 8th house. Some mutual funds might be blocked for the moment, but you can really focus on Jupiter in the 11th. Think about the future, try to manifest, try to visualize, like how do you want to expand, how you want your future to look like. And I feel like it's going to be mostly psychological for Leos, that process of the square, because you're going to be tasked to really be rooted in reality to make those future plans, and they might change. Just be open to the universe pushing you in some different direction. But with Jupiter in the 11th, I think that's a really blessed placement, especially for Leos. Sophie, what do we have for Leos for the month of December?
Let's see. It says slowly but surely. So I think that talks about, well, first of all, we have the beach. So it talks about continuation on this purge and trusting in what comes in. It will come in waves. It will not come at just in one event. It will come in waves. It will be gentler on the Leo. I think that transformation for December. And it just talks about the fact that you cannot judge yourself. You're going to see that a lot of signs, November, December has a harsher, I should say, aspect on you need to do this purge right now because that's the timing. But Leos, even though there is things to do, there is this slow energy that is there, and this kind of be gentle with yourself. And I feel that it's it's going to, in waves, basically. It's going to be maybe more than one topic, but it's going to be manageable if you are able to slow down and to work on your inner world. We have the King of Cups. So all of this is about how can you master your own emotion? How can you master the love in your life? And it talks about what you wanted to see in your life and how you need to trust the universe that this is all coming towards you at the right timing. You are under a protection. So I don't know why, but the Leo are under a big protection, and there is going to be a celebration, but it says you cannot go faster right now because it's kind of a protective mechanisms. Yeah, as I'm saying, this 7 of Wands, which is the defense mechanisms card. So don't judge about how quick or how slow it's happening, and don't compare to others. You are being protected. Just keep trying to bring joy and work on your inner child. So go and do things that spark joy from your childhood, or spend times with children. But it is all coming. It just says that there will be a test on trying to rush it or trying to prove that you are in the energy already, and this is coming at the perfect divine timing. So my advice is to remind yourself every time you're frustrated that it's not fast enough, that you are already in that energy, and to keep that vision in the moment, the present moment.
And I feel like it also talks about Mars being retrograde in Leo. So needing to slow down, needing to trust divine timing. But I feel like once Mars really leaves the sign of Cancer and goes back into your sign in Leo, once it's direct, it will go full strength in 2025. So take this time to give yourself some love and reconnect with joy. Thank you so much, Sophie. That was a beautiful message. All right, so now let's talk about Virgos. So for Virgo, for the month of December. Well, first of all, your planet Mercury is retrograde from November 25th until mid-December, so until December 15th. Retrograding into, where did I put this? Into your 4th house of home and family. So lots of reviewing of, let's say, questions around place of living, about what are your foundations, family relationships, what are your core values. It can also be more of an internal psychological process, because the 4th house is also your core emotions, your core wounds, your what you've received from your parents. So there will be like a deep thinking about that, and you will feel more like in a cocoon, because your planet is retrograde in the 4th house of like the most intimate part of your chart. So you might want to, what's the word? Not cocoon, but be at home. Be at home, be in the comfort of your home, find a sacred space, find a safe space, and make sure that you give yourself love, rethink deeply about like your foundations in life. And especially on the Gemini full moon on December 15, that Mercury is also turning direct. It will give you a lot more clarity about what you need emotionally in order to feel safe and have a nurturing environment. So now let's talk about December 1st. We're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius, also in your 4th house. So you see there's a lot of activity there. There is new energy being infused in your home, family, place of living, also personal life in general. So that can be also your personal life, your relationship, partnership life also can be the 4th house. You might face some tensions in your relationships, and there might be also important decisions that need to be made. And I'm saying that because this new moon makes a square to Saturn. And at the same time, we have your ruler, Mercury, opposing Jupiter in your personal life and professional life axis. And Saturn is here in your relationship house, partnership house, collaboration. So there's like this huge tension with that T-square that points to making relationship collaboration decisions. So you might feel some tension there, but Jupiter and Mercury are not so bad opposing each other because they are in mutual reception. So they are, in the end, they will feel like they're cooperating together to make you aware of alternative solutions to find a better balance in your life. But just expect that in the first part of December, you might not know what's happening really. Just let yourself be transformed intellectually and also about your perspective on things. I feel like you're going to have a totally new perspective on life and on your direction at the end of December. So just let that process unfold naturally. And also, it's your ruler, Mercury, that is retrograde. So take the time to slow down, to go through that let's say more of a cocoon phase to really be able to fly when Mercury is then moving direct. And on December 15, we're going to have this full moon that I was talking about, where Mercury is going direct. And it's happening in your 10th house, on another one that is important for Virgos. I feel like a lot of Virgos are going to find clarity about especially your professional direction and the decisions that you need to make. And if you need to make important decisions, I would wait until Mercury is direct after the 15. And just keep in mind that after the 15, there is a post-shadow phase also. So just be mindful of that. Try to be in the flow. I feel like also we're going to have a new renewed hope with Jupiter. And this full moon is falling on the fixed star Alnilam, which is a Jupiter-Saturn nature and gives wealth. So you're going to feel like you're receiving blessings. So I feel like that's beautiful full moon in Gemini. I love it. At the same time, revelations could happen because Mercury is also turning direct, getting clarity on decisions. And you're going to see also a chapter from December of 2023 that was revisited and bringing now rewards, important information, and things that can now move forward that are in line with what's going on in your life last December. Also, you can have important conversation, truth coming out, and of course, getting a whole new perspective on things. And then lastly, I want to talk about the Saturn-Jupiter square, which is very important for everybody, and especially for Virgos because it's falling in angular houses. So you're going to feel this tension quite a lot. Saturn is in your 7th house of partnerships, while Jupiter is in your 10th house of career. So there could be this tension between your relationships and your career, not really knowing where to invest, feeling like there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of growth potential as well, and the universe is kind of testing your commitment. Also, there could be legal battles that are culminating at this moment, not for everybody, but for some people. And Jupiter in the 10th house wants expansion, while Saturn in the 7th is kind of cleaning up the partnership department and slowing us down while it's making this cleaning up process. So this is why, like, this is making a square. It's like you don't know where you should invest your energy because on one part it's slowing down, and on the other part Jupiter wants to keep growing, but it's not allowing you to fully grow. So just make sure that the people around you are the right people, because Saturn is making this big cleanup process and making you see things that maybe you didn't see before. And lastly, if you have important personal decisions or professional decisions to make, I would wait until the end of December to start something new, because you'll have the support of Saturn, especially at the new moon on December 30th. All right. Can we look at the cards for Virgos for the month of December?
Yes. The Four of Wands. And again, we have the card slowly but surely. Four of Wands is the home. It talks about your foundation, your stability. Then we have Four of Cups. What is going on in their 4th house?
Well, they have Mercury. We have Mercury retrograde there, and then we have a new moon also there.
And the slowest card in the deck, the Knight of Pentacles. So slowly, in the slowest card in the deck. The Four of Cups is this fear, I think, that you may miss the boat on something, but everything else is saying you need to have a firm foundation first. So I would say that for the month of December, Virgos, what you need to do is to focus on your foundation. You need to review, and I would say even declutter your home to help with the feng shui. I would say declutter your mind with making, we love lists as Virgos, so make a list of everything that you're not satisfied with and every options. What you basically want to do is that while you're waiting that things are moving forward, try to declutter your busy mind of options that are not viable, that are not good. So you have a very overwhelming, I think, month that has a lot of possibility of overthinking. It doesn't need to be this way. So try to cleanse everything in your mind by eliminating a lot of stuff physically, mentally, emotionally that are not where you want to go. And I know you are saying take your time. We have take your time, but just remove what is obvious. Remove what you already know. It's obvious. It's already dead. So declutter the most possible and take your time. We need to review your foundation. So I'm just going to take one card on the foundation. It says Queen of Cups. So this card of the Queen of Cups is about your cocooning. It's about your gut feeling. It's about your importance for me in the world. So for me, this all is coming to, it will make sense later on why you had to wait. So while you don't have a lot of control, just try to, like I said, declutter and recenter your energy and try to redo the basic.
I love it. And you know what? That's crazy because as of January of next year, the South node will move into Virgo. So the nodes will move into Virgo and Pisces axis. So now, like, we're going to have eclipses totally transforming our lives, especially with people with strong Virgo and Pisces. So I feel like it's why the decluttering / purge needs to be made now, because things are going to be moving so fast, especially when we get into eclipses in March of next year. So I feel like things are going to be moving really fast, and that could bring a lot of beautiful things. But now we need to make sure that the foundation is stable. And
yeah, what I'm hearing from this is a month before every birthday, so a month before your own birthday, your sun is in the 12th house, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And it's asking you to slow down and purify. And because the eclipse, that's what I'm hearing. I'm not an astrologer, but I'm hearing that because the eclipse are going to be in such intensity in Virgo, you need to slow down the Virgos to declutter, because you're going to be starting a new process of eclipses. Does that make sense or not really?
it makes a lot of sense. And also it's December. So Virgos, take the time to gather with your loved ones, to cocoon, to celebrate, to take care of your body, your home, make the best out of it. But if you are waiting for a sign to tell you that you, what's the word? You deserve it. You deserve to relax. Because we know that Virgo don't relax often. But here you are. You have the permission to do it from the astrology and the tarot. All right, so now let's talk about our next sign, Libra. So for Libra, sun, moon, or rising. So first, Libras, let's talk about Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house, in the house of Gemini. So, well, it's going to be from November 25th until December 15th. So I feel like for Libras, they're going to have many important conversations. They'll have to review past communication, past documents, past communication. So if you have, let's say, just make sure also you don't lose any important documents. So make sure you have order in your papers and your stuff. Also, it could be also car repairs, like not fun stuff, but I just want to make sure I mention everything. Third house, so you might need to go back and do some checking, like checking your vehicles, checking your papers if you have all your important documents. And also with friends, with conversation, with communications, you might need to go back to what happened in the past to make sure that you can understand what really happened. But when we get to December 15, you'll have, when Mercury turns direct, you'll have a lot more clarity about your communication, your future plans, your friendships, your projects. Because although Mercury in the third house is great to plan ahead and plan many different projects and be busy, when it's going retrograde, it's not great to plan for the future. So take the time to really recenter yourself. And then Libra, your planet Venus, will be making a conjunction to Pluto on December 7th. So this is the chart for the end of December, but on the 7th, it will make a conjunction right here at 0 degree of Aquarius. So that's going to be very important for you guys because there could be some kind of death and rebirth process or renewal of energy. And because it's at 0 degree Aquarius, it's going to feel very new, this conjunction with Pluto, this re-empowerment of your energy. Also, you could be experiencing a lot of intensity and passion in relationship, and also because it's in your 5th house of romance, love, sexuality, children. So, and there's a lot of fertile energy. So just be aware if that's wanted or unwanted. But there could be this re-infusing of passion into your life. Also, important financial questions might come to light because both are financial planets and it's also falling in a financial house. It's a really good time to reinvest your energy into yourself, into your creativity, your creative projects, into your authentic self, the 5th house. And now that Pluto's in Aquarius, you will learn how to exchange energy in new ways. Also, I want to say energy healing is great with that conjunction. You're going to feel like this huge transformation of yourself in a totally new ways. Then on December 30th, we have this new moon here in Capricorn in your 4th house. That's going to be important for you. So new energy will be infused into your home, family, living situation, personal life. Saturn will now be supportive of that new moon. So although Saturn will be kind of testing us the whole month of December, this new moon will be under the helpful beams of Saturn. So it means that whatever you start, especially around personal life, home, family, foundations, and you decide to put effort and time into it, is going to be supported for the long term with Saturn. Also, there will be this cooperation between Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury will then be direct. Jupiter, although they're opposing each other, they are in mutual reception. So they will kind of help you understanding things from a whole new perspective. So just let that whole process happen throughout the month of December, of like revisiting how you process information, how you talk to yourself, how you view life, how you, like, what are your limiting beliefs, and expect like a miracle change in the way that you process information, in the way that you view life. And lastly, we have the Saturn-Jupiter square. So Saturn is in your 6th house of daily responsibilities, of work, of health. And Jupiter is in your 9th house of travel, of foreign affairs, of spirituality and faith. So there is a big potential for Libras to undergo a huge expansion of consciousness. But at the time of this square, it's kind of being blocked by being too busy and having too many responsibilities in the 3D world. So I would say take the time to invest into your self-growth. Although it might feel like almost impossible because you're so busy, you're working hard, you have many responsibilities, but it is necessary because you need to up level in some kind of way, and Saturn is kind of trying to keep you down in those problems, responsibilities. It can also be addictions in the 6th house. So make sure that you also keep like a healthy spiritual life, and that you work past the feeling of not being good enough with that Saturn also in the 6th house. And also there could be some legal tension with work affairs, or there could be vacations that you want to take, but it's difficult because you have many responsibilities and work. So again, try to find like a healthy balance where you feel psychologically stable and have faith in the universe, although life on the 3D might be testing you, in the reality. All right, so let's pull cards for our Libras for the month of December.
Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so the oracle is tomorrow is another day, and we can see that the shadow is behind her. So to make a conscious effort to get out of this shadow that she has there, to make a conscious effort to focus on the light, focus on today was a bad day maybe, but tomorrow is going to be another day and it's a better one. So to keep that kind of mentality of in the past maybe I had bad experiences or this, but every day is a new opportunity to make it to make it differently and to make it better, and also just to have this mind of I'm one day now more ahead of my whatever you want to manifest, my new house or my partner or my abundance or my perfect job. So just to think about each day, each little things that you can do. We can see a little bit of the addiction I'm picking up on also. So it could have been a small one or a big one, but something that is, I would say, blocking your channel to source that is showing up with this high priestess reverse. So that may be explaining also why we have this shadow that is there. So be mindful of what you're putting your mind to. So what you're watching, listening to, even the music, the lyrics are manifesting something. So pay attention to the songs, to how you feel with watching certain content. Do you feel bad? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel that you're in your adrenaline in a way that is really bad? Or do you feel that it's empowering? So you need to check how you relate to things around you and to see where that could be this blockage of between you and source. It's something that is interfering. Then we have the King of Wands and we have the Knight of Pentacles. A lot of people this month have the Knight of Pentacles. So there is this Saturn energy that is there to slow us down. And in the same time, we have kind of a big push of, this is the fire energy of the King of Wands. So we have that kind of a big push to review, purge, burn. Burn is the energy of purging, but also inflammation in the body if you don't do it. So you could have something physical showing up because it's a reflection of your life, something you're not dealing with. This is what I like to call the tiger in a cage kind of energy, where you're going to feel restlessness. You're going to feel, I want to move, I want to do something. But first thing first, you need to be in the positive mind. It's tough for everybody, but we have to learn to check where is this element or multiple elements that are disconnecting you at the moment from source, and to make that effort to reconnect to source so you can, when things are going to start moving again, really go in the right direction, if that makes sense.
Well, that makes a lot of sense with the Saturn Jupiter square. So a lot of like purging energy with Saturn in the 6th house is necessary to reconnect with your higher self, with God, with the universe, And that seems like it's a very important process for what's to come in 2025.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophie. Let's now talk about our next one, which is Scorpio. So for Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, first we have Mercury retrograde in your second house from November 25th until December 15th. So for you, it's going to be very much financial, I feel, for lots of Scorpios. You'll have to review your financial strategies. Where do you invest your energy, budget, make sure that your financial things are in order. But not only that, but you're going to be asked also to review like your energy exchanges with other people. So where you decide to invest your time, your energy, your resources, is it coming back? Like, do you feel like you have an equal flow of give and take? So all of that will be reviewed, and you have more clarity, let's say, starting on December 15, when Mercury turns direct in your second house. And then we will have also a full moon in Gemini. And you'll have a better idea of how to strategize with your finances and also how you view your self-value, because the second house is also your own self-value, which in turn makes you attract even more financial wealth. So then the other thing I want to talk about is your planet Pluto. And I'm sure you guys felt the enormous shift of energy when Pluto moved into Aquarius on November 19th. So although we are talking about December, of course, we're all still feeling that. This is like a huge once-in-a-lifetime event. And you guys feel it even more because it's your ruling planet. So that in itself is is huge. And plus, on December 7th, we'll have a conjunction between Venus and Pluto. So the first one that is going to be in Aquarius. So usually Venus and Pluto conjunction bring a lot of passion, a lot of intensity. It can be in relationships, because also Venus rules your opposing house of 7th house partnership. So there could be a lot of intensity, good or bad. So intensity could be passion, reigniting the passion with someone, but also it could be going through like an internal death and rebirth, or a death or rebirth of a relationship. It can also be regarding karmic relationships, karma that is being like reignited. So, and seeing the shadows in other people, seeing the shadows in ourselves. So that is like coming to light. Also, another thing that could be coming to light is financial, again, financial themes, because both are financial planets, and especially when it comes to your 4th house, so home and family. So what are your strategies? Where do you want to invest? Do you want to renovate? Do you want to put some money on the side to do something that deals with home and family? So also living situation. And if we go outside of the money theme, a big theme of that conjunction will be about reinvesting energy into yourself, re-empowering yourself, Pluto and Venus, and doing the thing that make you feel that inner love, that self-love, self-care, making sure that you reinvest this energy into yourself before you are able to nurture other people. So that will be a big theme for Scorpios. All month of December, I would say, but especially at the beginning, will be exact on December 7th. And also because it's now at 0 degree of Aquarius, this conjunction, you will learn how to exchange energy in whole new ways, in a more spiritual way, in a more balanced way. And maybe you can also experience telepathy, because Aquarius deals also with that type of energy. And lastly, Scorpios, there will be a square between Saturn and Jupiter. So for you, Saturn is in your 5th house of creativity, love, romance, children. And Jupiter is in your 8th house of shared finances, transformation. So there could be like a creativity block, or you might feel like your fun is being blocked for a moment because Saturn is there. And it's blocked by an internal process of healing that needs to take place. Because Jupiter is also in your 8th, but now it's squaring. So it's like, no, there's karma that you need to deal with. There's karmic stuff that you need to deal with. There are unfair exchanges of energy that you need to deal with in order for you to regain that vital energy that you have to then invest it into your business, your creative ideas, your vital energy in general. And also financial abundance might be also slowed down by that Saturn in the 5th, which wants to make sure that your foundations are stable before you are able to expand. So that could be for expansion for business, for creative projects, regarding children as well. And there could also be a crisis of some sort regarding children, regarding money, because 5th house rules children, 8th house rules mutual funds, money allocations. And your planet Pluto will also oppose Mars. So we had that before, but now Mars is going retrograde. So it's going back on that degree where Pluto is. So you probably felt it in November very strongly, that conflict tension aspect where like we had a lot of frustration, all of us, but especially you Scorpios. So you will likely feel that conflictual energy, power struggles with other people. But now Mars is retrograde, so I feel like really take the time to not be so much in your emotions and reactive. Now that we've had already this opposition once, now we have it again. Mars is retrograde, so now you're going to be more aware of what's triggering you so much emotionally. Don't react so much and try to internalize the process of, why am I being so triggered by this? And find alternative ways to view a problem, because that's the whole strength of Aquarius, alternative perspective, being able to detach yourself also emotionally to view a situation and access some wisdom. So let's now look with the cards.
Yes.
What we have for Scorpios for the month of December.
Okay, a bunch of cards just flew, so let's just see. Okay, well, I mean, that's a lot of cards. Okay, so the cards of Oracle that we have for you is It's Okay to Doubt, and we have delete on the screen, and we have the option to say yes or no. So it's okay to doubt. Are you in the right place, the right relationship, the right job, the right project? And there is some doubts now. We have a Tower. Okay, we have 8 of Wands, and we have that cloud that is the fire symbol. We have the Knight of Wands, and we have this Tower that is there. So big energies, and I feel that it's where in my life I have to move forward, where in my life I have to make something and make a decision, make something, invest a lot. And there is a timing that is now with this Tower. This is, I always see the Tower as that's the last, how I put this. I always see the Tower as you had previous clues that something needed to change.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a pressure, internal or external or both, pressure to warn you, this needs your attention, this needs to change. But when we hit the Tower, the delay is off. You cannot push it another time. It needs to be taken care of right now. And this is a divine intervention of you don't have the choice anymore. You have to. So it's kind of in a way it's positive, because it makes you be sure that anyway I don't have other options, so I have to go there. Because it's divine intervention, that's what the universe wants for you. So there's a security that it's a good choice for you in a sense, and it's pushing you in the right direction for your life to move forward. But expect a lot of pressure inside or outside to make you move, because the time is now. The card of Oracle is It's Okay to doubt. So in all of this pressure, what I'm sensing is that it's for you to say, okay, do I continue on this? Because now I have to make a decision. Maybe you're not sure your partner is the right one, or your job is the right one, or the place you live is the right place, and you always pushed later and later. But it's okay to doubt, but maybe doubting is the answer. If you're not able to say a clear yes, maybe that's also an answer. So very big month. And I feel like the universe is going to take your lack of answer as an answer and make you move anyway. So in that sense, it can be triggering, but in that sense, it's also comforting because you know that the universe see the bigger picture and the universe is pushing you in a direction. It's the universe saying, you have been in this stuck motion for too long. Let me help you by showing you the way that you're supposed to go.
Interesting, very interesting. But also, I feel like all the signs will have a month where like their perspective can totally change from one point to another. So just keeping that in mind for Scorpios as well, because Mercury is retrograde for the first week. Mars, your traditional planet, will turn retrograde on December 7th until February of next year. So that lack of, like, let's say, taking action in the direction of something might be because, as you said, like the universe wants you to rethink everything. And that's okay. That's part of the process. And I feel like you're going to get a lot more clarity towards the end of December. So just be willing to undergo a huge psychological transformation of how you view your life.
Yeah, because like you said, the tower doesn't have to be in the first week of December. The tower can be the last day of December. And yes, we talk about the negative side of the tower, but there's positive side also, a sudden download, a sudden clarity that comes with an event that is a big thing. It could also be in love. It could also be like love at first sight. So it's just that where you don't have the movement is going to happen anyway.
Okay. And like the word that was coming from you for Scorpios is passion. Passion, like good and bad, but all the sides of passion: intensity, desire, passion. All right. Well, let us know, Scorpios, if that resonates. And we're going to talk about our next one, Sagittarius. So first of all, a very happy solar return to all Sagittarius who are celebrating their birthday in the month of December. We love you. You are amazing. And let's first start by talking about Mercury, which is retrograde in your sign. So in your first house. So that will be a very important influence for you throughout December. And Mercury is retrograde from November 25th until December 15th. And then, so you'll have to review. So that will be like a calmer month for a calmer Sagittarius season than usual. Because first of all, Mercury is not feeling at home in the sign of Sagittarius, but also because it's retrograde. So it will ask of you to review a lot of your plans, a lot of where you thought you were going, like the direction of your life, your mental processes. Basically, you'll have to just allow the universe to present you with synchronicities, new information, and to be ready to change your perspective completely. So just stay very flexible mentally. Just be ready to be surprised. And by December 15, where we have a full moon in your opposing sign, Mercury will turn direct. So you'll have a lot more clarity by the end of December on where you're going, or what's the direction of your projects, of your overall direction in life. And also think back what was happening in December of 2023, because we had a similar Mercury retrograde in the similar degrees. So when we have Mercury moving direct this time on December 15th, it will also give you closure, rewards, clarity on a situation you were experiencing in December of last year. So just think, and December / beginning of January of 2024. So just think back of what was happening and you'll see like something is coming back from there. All right, so let's start by talking about December 1st. We have a new moon in your sign at 9 degrees, which is also Sagittarius degree, so lots of emphasis in your sign. So there's a chance to infuse new energy into your life, especially regarding your mutual projects, your partnerships, your relationships, because Jupiter, the ruler of this new moon, is in your partnership house, is in your relationship house. So you'll have many let's say, themes and projects that might be coming up for review that deals with collaboration, partnerships, relationship. And just keep in mind that Mercury is retrograde, so it's not a good time to start new things, but rather revisit old things, revisit old projects, maybe things that you put on the ice for a while. Now is a good time to review the past, to rethink about, let's say, past decisions also. You might face some tension in your relationships and collaboration, and important decisions will likely be made because there is this opposition between Mercury, Jupiter in your axis, making a T-square to Saturn in your 4th house in your personal life. So sometimes you'll feel like your personal life is at odds with the collaboration you might have, and there's going to be a lot of tension there for you to make important decisions, especially regarding that new moon in Sag. Also, Jupiter and Mercury, so Mercury is retrograde in your sign. Your ruler, Jupiter, is retrograde in the opposing house, but they are in mutual reception. So although they will be focusing on past things, past relationships, they are cooperating together to really make you change your perspective on things. So really let that process unfold naturally. Try not to make important decisions around that time, of course, because we are not thinking really clearly when Mercury is retrograde, especially in our sign. And that process will allow you to find a better balance within your relationship between compromising, like, who am I? What am I getting from collaboration partnerships? And also it's going to help you understand other people's point of view and opening up to new perspectives. So let that process open up, create space for that, because we know that Sagittarius, like the dark side of Sag, is that once you have an idea, you can be very fixated on one idea and not let everybody convince you of the opposite. But this month is like allowing your consciousness to expand, allowing your opinions to change. So let that process unfold. And of course, revisiting the past, I wrote that in my notes, it's going to be very, very major. Then on December 15, we'll have a full moon in Gemini in your opposing house, your 7th house of relationship, partnership, collaboration. Then you're going to get a lot more clarity about your collaboration, your partnership, your relationship, the ones that are aligned with your future. You'll get this sense of renewed hope with Jupiter there. And Jupiter is all about morality. It's all about your faith. So make sure that you focus on that aspect of your life, on your grand, let's say your grand values, your hope for your future. And it's falling on a fixed star Anilam, which gives wealth. So there could be lots of blessing coming to you as a result of this search, this soul searching process that you're going to undergo. Also, you're going to get more clarity on your decisions, the direction to take, and important conversation, truth coming out might be happening near that full moon in Gemini. So new information coming to light, information that was previously hidden. And lastly, I want to talk about Saturn squaring Jupiter. So Saturn is here in your 4th house of home, family, foundations, squaring Jupiter in your 7th house. So that's something that you'll feel very much, also because Jupiter is your planet. So you're going to feel a huge tension between your personal life and your relationship / collaboration. So you're going to feel like they're not going in the same direction. Some situation at home or with the family could be taking a toll on you energetically and not allowing you to, let's say, travel with a partner, enjoy life with a partner. So there will be like a sort of a compromise here to make. So Saturn in the 4th house is asking you a lot of energy at home, or is draining you very much in your personal life, but you have like collaboration and projects with other people that seem to be blocked by whatever is going on with Saturn. Also, there could be an opportunity to grow clientele or client base, but your personal life might be very, very demanding. So you'll need to really commit to something because Saturn is here to test. And lastly, there could be some legal struggle with the personal life and the partnerships that could be happening. But again, Saturn is here to test where you want to commit. That's going to be a very important month for you, Sagittarius. Let the whole month unfold and let yourself be surprised by the universe, because I think you will get really nice surprises, but likely more at the end of December. You might feel like you're walking with a blindfold on for the whole month of December, but let that process help you on the soul growth level. So let's see what the cards what we have for Sagittarius for December.
So the oracle that I have for you is a version of the Hangman, but a very interesting one.
A very relaxed Hangman.
Yeah. And it says, cool, relax, everything is fine. And this lady is being tangled up by how do you say that? A swing set?
I don't know.
Anyway, this thing. So it feels like, let's pull some cards because it can go in two different directions with this, but let's see what we have. Okay, so we have the Magician, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Cups are reverse. So there is a lot of growing up that is going to happen this month. It's mainly like without you realizing it, it's going to be your perspective changing with what is going on. I don't see like a conscious effort to do things. It's really behind the scene. With the Magician, it's talking about you need to focus on meditation. You need to focus on your spiritual practices. You need to focus on how you can be in your creative mind, how you can use your resources. Yeah, so your connection with source and basically what you have as a power over your life event, but your circumstances and your mind your views on what is going on is going to change a lot this month. It's going to completely change how you think, how you view stuff. Why? It's because the Hangman typically has this glow over the head, and that talks about a new perspective. And in this one, it's very relaxed. It's not like in a painful way. It's in a way that is just, yeah, it's going to happen, and that's it. We are going to see this maturing of emotions taking place in many areas of your life. There could be this growth and this maturing of energy that is happening. Mainly it's because you're going to feel more secure, more safe, or you're going to change things to become more secure and more safe. And at the end of December and in the becoming months of the first months of January 2025. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that you're going to make a lot of decisions, but without realizing it. Everything is going to align in your mind, and everything is going to align in your resources, in what you can do, in your opportunities. Everything is just going to align in a new, complete way. And a lot of maturing is going to happen. I'm just not sure, because it's a collective message, right? If everybody will be at the same pace during this month in this process, because it's not like you're going in and you're saying, okay, I need to do this and I need to be conscious of it. We don't have any card of being conscious of what is going on. Mm-hmm. So be open to timeline. Don't overthink this. Just concentrate on what you can do and try to meditate, not on something in particular, but just to let the downloads come in and do the work that it needs to do. So the best advice for you this month is continue as, like I was saying, with what you can do, what you can control, and try to have a good sleep routine so you can download. Try to have a routine with meditation if you can, or self-hypnosis, or just try to be more relaxed so you can have the downloads more quickly. And there is, like I said, maturing that is going to take place, a new vision, and a lot more of safety that is coming through this change of perspective.
Wow, huge month. Basically, let go and let God, or Jesus take the wheel for Sagittarius, which rules the divine also. So that's amazing. Yeah, and I want to say for Sagittarius Sun, so that means it's going to be your solar return in the Sagittarius season. It's going to influence you for a whole year. So one of the practices I would suggest is that you write down a list of what you want to manifest, because Mercury, while also Mercury is retrograde, I think that's a good practice to make. But while you think about what you'd like to manifest for your new year, leave room for the universe to surprise you with even better things. So try to not be so precise into expecting something very precise. Try to write like how you want to feel, how you want to feel. Like, I want to feel fulfilled in my job. Like, not necessarily say I want to have that job in that timeline, right? So let room for the universe to surprise you with even better things.
Yeah, so like a vision board with safety and stability, if that's what you want, and abundance and joy and fulfillment, that could be enough for the universe to bring you the best.
And because next year, Jupiter, your planet, is going to move into Cancer in exaltation. So your planet is going to be super happy, bringing gifts. So prepare in advance for that shift to take place. Awesome. So now let's talk about the other sign who's celebrating their solar return birthdays during December. So a very happy solar return to all the Capricorn suns out there. And now we're going to talk about Capricorn sun, moon, or rising. So here we go. First of all, let's talk about Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. So that's going to be from November 25th until December 15th. So in the 12th house, well, before the sun moves into Capricorn season at the end of December, you're going to experience like a slowdown, and that's usually the case before our birthday season, because we're going to feel the need to, let's say, direct our energy more inwardly to rest, because once the sun moves into your sign, into Capricorn at the end of December, then you're gonna have a lot of manifestation power for the next year. But before that, you need to purge, you need to let go, you need to heal the past. So that's also what is Mercury retrograde here is going to help you with, in order to clean up the debris before you can really move on a clean slate once you get to your birthday season. And once Mercury moves direct on the 15th, you will get a lot of clarity on things that you needed healing from the past, on past karma that needed to be dealt with, and also you will get important downloads. So really make sure that you have a good sleep routine, like you said, Sophie, for our other sign here. But sleep is going to be very important. To also meditate, be open to the messages, because you're going to get a lot, and that's going to be very pivotal in order to see what's going to be your manifestation potential when the sun gets into your sign. And probably the most important lunation event is going to be on December 30th, because you're going to have the new moon in your sign. So in your first house, and that's going to have magnificent manifestation potential for you Capricorns. Beautiful new moon. And especially if your sun is in Capricorn, it means that this new moon will kind of give you the influence for the next year ahead. So make sure you are very aware of the energies of that new moon. And Saturn, your planet, will be in good aspect to that new moon. So will be supportive for whatever you start for the long term, to be really grounded and rooted in reality. And if, let's say, it's relationship wise, and you'll have the support for the long term. If it's business wise, you'll have also the support for the long term. So Saturn, your planet, I love the fact that it's making a sextile to this new moon. So really good alignment there. Also, like the other sign, get ready to get an entire new perspective on your life throughout December. So this is a process that everybody will undergo, because also of that Mercury opposing Jupiter. Mercury will be retrograde for the first weeks. Jupiter is retrograde, and they're in mutual reception, meaning that they're cooperating in order for you to change past pathways in your brain and in your energetic field in order to make room for newness. And we know that Capricorns, one of the dark side of Capricorn is that you can be stuck to an idea or to a material reality. So let that process transform you throughout December. So when you get to that new moon in Capricorn, you're really ready to manifest from the highest frequency possible, connected to your higher self. You will likely decide to invest your energy in something, and that will be good because Capricorn loves to focus on something precise. And you are at that point ready to work hard to achieve a goal. And even if you know that you will likely be tested along the path, then now you will know around December 30th, around this new moon, what do you want to build in your life? What do you want to start? So that can be also career or work oriented, because Capricorn is a sign that is naturally oriented towards career. And you'll have also this new versus old energy that's playing out and not entirely flushing out all the traditions, because Capricorn is really close to the traditions. But we have a square between Saturn, your planet, and Jupiter, which is talking about the tension between the old world and the new world. And this square will affect you greatly throughout the whole month of December. Well, you'll have to choose what from the past do you want to keep, and what is ready for a complete transformation and for expansion and for an exploration of newness, Jupiter. Especially with the work, because Jupiter is here in your 6th house of work, of health, of daily routines. And Saturn is here and also in a business house. The 3rd house is projects, social media, plans for the future, communication. There could be some communication issues, especially with coworkers, with that square. So there will be tension, likely. The universe will test you, what you come up with on a day-to-day basis with work, with projects, with business. Also, projects could be blocked for now, or there could be more blockages at work than usual. And you might feel like it's slowing you down, but it's because Saturn wants to, let's say, make sure that it is rooted in reality, although it's in the sign of Pisces, which is very dreamy. But now with the square, we're facing reality. And Jupiter is also not in the right position to be super expansive. It's in Gemini, which is opposing from its natural sign. So the tendency might be to overspread yourself in many, many projects. But now you're being asked to simplify, to really discern, to choose to focus somewhere. So make sure you have the right decisions and that your plans are solid before moving forward and expanding in the work department. But that month is going to help tremendously with that simplifying, letting go of some unnecessary stuff and go to the essential of what you'd like to build for the long term. Can we pull cards for our Capricorns for the month of December?
It's so interesting that you talked about blockages and tension, because their card of Oracle is really the pressure. And I feel like you have overextended the amount of stuff that you put on your plate. And now it's about, okay, I'm reaching my limit. And for some of you, you're going to be past your limit. And there is a need to, it's going to expose your lack of balance between pleasure and work. So pressure is going to be released. We have the Magician that is there. What else do we have? The Tower, another major arcana. So this explosion is there also. And we have the 6 of Wands. So basically it says that you try to start too many things at the same time, and you're juggling with too many things at the same time. And it says that some will explode if you're not getting rid of some things. So as soon as you see tensions that are rising up, as soon as you see that, oh, I don't have any patience anymore, or I'm not sleeping at night because of this and this and this, you know that there is something that you need to let go of and really focus on what is super important for you. At the end of the day, we're going to have this success, and you're going to have a lot of support from your ancestors. We can see those hands right there, your guides. They're all going to support you in what you choose to do as a priority. But it's just to face your limit and your lack of balance between work and fun time. So you will see this month where your goal is not to go in a burnout. Your goal is not to be so impatient that you snap at people on the street or in your family. Your goal is to create and be successful and to bring new things into the world. You just have to be mindful of your own limits. And I think that's what is going to be about this month.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because your planet Saturn will be in a harsh alignment. So a wake-up call for some Capricorns to really use your magic, because Capricorn is so magical. When they're focused into the right thing, they are truly unstoppable, and success is on the way for sure. But the universe wants to make sure that you're on the right path.
Yeah, so don't judge yourself, because nobody can do it all. And is going to be your shadow work to do, is to face the fact that you're human and you cannot do it all. But you can do it all, in fact, but just not at the same time. So
yeah, I love it. Thank you for that. And now let's talk about our next one, Aquarius. So for Aquarius, a sun, moon, or rising, let's first talk about Mercury retrograde that will be retrograding in your 11th house right here. So from November 25th until December 15th, you'll have to review a lot about your connections, your social groups, social events might be canceled also because of that Mercury retrograde. There is a high chance or high possibilities that you go back to old friends, or you reconnect with old friends, old groups, old events, old social circles. But you have this rethinking to do about with whom do you truly share interests, and you'll reconnect likely with like-minded people. Aside from the friendship, social group, social media aspect of things, also you will have to rethink your future plans. You will have to take a step back into what you were manifesting from the future and really look at it from a different angle. And by December 15, when Mercury turns direct, then you'll have a lot more clarity on the future and future projects, friendship, networks, social media. Then I want to talk about one of the aspects that will be very pivotal for you, Aquarians. You'll have, we know that Pluto moved into your sign in the month of November, on November 19th. So everybody felt that very strongly, but especially you, because it's in your sign. So that means it's the beginning of an intense transformation. So a huge death of rebirth of maybe who you are, but also how you show up to the world. So how people view you. So a lot of Aquarians will go through a whole shift in identity, and that's totally okay. So make room for allowing yourself to transform, because that's the word, the name of the game here with Pluto. So of course, it was in November, but still in December, you're going to be feeling that a lot. And another thing that will reactivate this transit of Pluto in your sign is the conjunction we will have on December 7th. So Venus will be right here on Pluto at 0 degree of Aquarius. So you're going to be feeling that very, very much. So there could be intensity in relationships, passion, even more passion being infused into your life, more motivation. Also, important financial question will come to light. Those are two financial planets. And you're going to be feeling like you will have this chance to re-empower yourself, to reinvest your energy into yourself, into what truly matters to you. And you'll have this opportunity to find passion again, find motivation in your life again in a totally different way, because now it's in Aquarius. Aquarius does things in a different way. And also you're going to learn how to exchange energy with others, how to build structures, how to do business, how to, let's say, show up to the world in a whole new way, because now you'll do it in an Aquarian way, with Pluto being here, helping this huge transformation process. So that's on December 7th, but it will occur throughout like the beginning of December. So keep that in mind. And then we'll have Pluto, just recently entered your sign, oppose Mars. That will be under the orb all month, but then it will be close to exact at the end of December. Let's say we have the chart here for December 30th. So you see it's almost exact. So we had that before, this opposition that can bring power struggles, aggressivity, let's say issues of who's in control. Do I want to do that? Does it fit with my own need for freedom from going in my own direction? So there's going to still be this huge questioning. And for you, you're going to feel it very strongly. You can also have like people feeling aggressive because Mars will be in your 7th house. You can have also frictions with other people. So I think the higher frequency way to live this opposition is to focus on your inner self and the internal transformation that is occurring every time you're being triggered by other people, because yes, it will happen. Try to take this energy and let's say, don't use it to react so much. Use it to reinvest it in what really matters for you. Like Pluto, its higher frequency is empowerment, personal empowerment. So your energy has so much value. Aquarians, you are so special. You're the leaders of the new earth. So your energy really needs to serve like a greater purpose. But first of all, it needs to serve yourself. You need to use it to re-empower yourself, to recharge yourself. So just be aware of that when there's going to be frictions, conflicts, potential struggles there. And also another thing that could help if you are in a partnership, to use that Mars to be active with your partner. So that could be one of the remedies. Like to do, let's say, physical activities, going out because it's in the sign of Leo, doing outward stuff. So that could help. But just be aware of that reactivity that could be highlighted. And lastly, I want to talk about the Saturn-Jupiter square that we're all going to feel, but you even more, because Saturn is your traditional ruler. And Saturn is in your 2nd house of finances, squaring Jupiter in your 5th house. So there could be financial struggles that cause expansion of project, of a business, of vacations to be potentially delayed. So Saturn will kind of make you hold back on certain projects of, let's say, that deals with romance, vacation, creativity, business, because of, let's say, financial struggles. There could also be tensions with children. 5th house is the house of children, regarding money, regarding resources, regarding value. So there could also be a clash of values with children. You can also feel a creativity block, feeling less inspired during that square, which will be under, let's say, under the orb for all month, but exact on the 24th. You can be frustrated because you are experiencing difficulties to bring forward new ideas, or you're trying to infuse new ideas into your company, for example, or bring some newness, but you're being blocked because like people want tradition, for example. So you're going to feel this traditions versus newness clash very, very much. And as an Aquarian, I'm sure that you will prioritize newness, but just keep in mind that both are valid. Tradition as well. Like, let's keep with what works already, but also let's infuse newness. And this is not the right time necessarily to reinvent the wheel. I don't know if it's if it's an expression in English, but it is in French. But it's rather a period to commit even more to what works, to your expansion and to your future plans, and think about the long term. And this is what we were getting in the Pluto and Aquarius deep dive that we did together. Don't think about just, let's say, instant validation and things that are going to make you feel good right now. Think about long term, and Aquarius is also a sign that is very much focused on that. So let's look at the cards, Sophie, with our beautiful Aquarians. What's coming up for December?
Yeah, so either you're going to, the first card of the oracle is I don't understand, yet I am a genius. So this is the Aquarius card, of course. They're very good with science or new concept and very futuristic. It's the energy of Aquarius for sure. So this could mean that you're going to have to take a new approach to understand either your partner understanding you, or your children if you have children. It could be partners in business, anybody basically around you. Could be a conflict where you need to have a new skill or a new technique, a new approach on something. You can also be learning a new skill altogether. So let's pull some tarot cards on this. We have Ace of Wands. So it could be to face the reaction, the anger, the resentment, whatever is there, frustration. It could be that to face this in a healthy way, we need to have new skills, new approach, new understanding on why it's there, because you really want to build for the long run. You really want to build for to have a stability and to get something out of it, out of your creation, out of your life in many different areas. So you want to make sure this month that you are not using just, like Julie said, old techniques and old ways. Yes, it's important to have this this tradition and the way that you are comfortable to do stuff. But I do see that you're going to have to introduce new ways into your life this month. So a lot of it could be triggered by frustration because things are not moving, are not working out the way that normally they are working out. We have a new structure being built and another ace, a new beginning, Ace of Cups. So if you remember, I have two aces, Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups.
Wow.
It could be a new business. It could be that you are investing in a new skill that is going to become a new business. It could be that you are starting a new job. Definitely, if this is a new business or this is a new job, we have the abundance in the structure that is long-term structure, the 10 of Pentacles that is in the middle. So it's going to serve you. But to get those blessings, you absolutely need to be open-minded about not being in the ego of, well, it always worked out and I'm pretty good, I'm pretty smart and everything. You need to be open to, okay, that's not working out. So what can I do to make it work out, or to be open to learn completely another new skill that is not what you're comfortable with. So letting go of the ego is giving you those two aces and the abundance and long-term goal, the 10 of Pentacles. It is worth it, but we do need to let go of ego. So that's the only thing.
Okay, well, I like that. I feel like it's one of the only signs who's going to still move forward in the month of December. So yeah, I love it. Okay, now let's talk about our next one, Pisces. So for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, let's first talk about Mercury retrograde, which is going to retrograde in your 10th house. So that's going to be an important time for you, Pisces, from November 25th to December 15th. So you will have to review work project, career project, rethink about your public image, your status in society. Think about your, let's say if you're in a position of authority, how do you use that authority as a parent maybe? So you'll need to really think about like how, and also your responsibilities, the 10th house and the future. But by the end of that Mercury retrograde on December 15, you'll get a lot more clarity on the future and on your future professional endeavors as well. Now on December 1st, this is the chart for December 1st, we'll have a new moon in Sagittarius that's also in your 10th house, so lots of energy there. So you'll have a chance to infuse new energy into your professional life and career in the midst of that whole reflection about your direction. So just keep in mind that it's not a good time to really do new things, but rather take things that were already started or review things from the past, especially career-wise. You will face some tension in your work versus home because likely important decisions will need to be made. And I'm saying that because we'll have a T-square at the moment of that new moon. Saturn is in your sign, so it will be very present in your energetic field, squaring the Mercury-Jupiter opposition. And the ruler of this new moon is Jupiter. So you will feel that very much. And plus, it's in angular houses. So get ready to have a totally new perspective on life throughout December. And this new moon will start the whole process of reshifting how you think about your role, your career, your what you need as like a personal fulfillment needs. But also, towards more, let's say the end of December, I feel like there's going to be more of cooperation between Jupiter and Mercury that are going to start working together. If you're open to really be flexible and let the universe surprise you and let yourself be have a different perspective and a different opinion, different plans on things. If you're open to that, I feel like you'll start getting a better balance between your personal life, your professional life, and they're going to start merging together in a beautiful way. It's really important that whatever is being started or whatever you have in mind you'd like to accomplish in the next month, is rooted in a reality, because Saturn is going to put a lot of pressure to make sure that it is realistic, that you're ready to commit to something, that you're ready to put the hard work. And although it's in your sign, Pisces, and Pisces can be the dreamer, Saturn is here to bring you down to reality and be like, yeah, but have you looked at that law, that rule, and have you made sure that this will be feasible long term? So you have to, throughout the Mercury retrograde phase, you'll have a lot of time to think about that. And keep in mind Saturn. Saturn wants to make sure that you're going to be able to reap the rewards long term. Also, you will be asked to revisit the past because Mercury is retrograde, past projects, reviewing what needs to be corrected also in your professional sector. And then, so now let's talk about December 15, the full moon in Gemini, which is also going to be important for you, Pisces, because it's going to fall in your 4th house, which is an angular house. The 4th house is the house of foundations. It's the house of family, of home. So by then you get a lot more clarity about your personal situation, about home, family, your professional life as well, because still there is a lot of energy there. And I feel like you're going to get a renewed sense of hope with that Jupiter, which is also your traditional ruler, finding more positivity in your personal life, being able to see maybe the grand plan of why, there are so many changes, and you're going to understand it from a soul perspective, a bigger perspective. And this full moon in Gemini falls on fixed star Al-Nilam, which is a star that gives wealth. So I feel like it can give a lot of blessings, especially if you took the time to revisit what you needed to revisit. By the end of December, I feel like it could be a lot of personal rewards, feeling that emotional fulfillment, especially because it's in the 4th house. Also, you can expect important conversation, truth coming out, and rewards because the 4th house is also being involved. And lastly, we have Saturn in your 1st house squaring Jupiter in your 4th. So this square will affect you greatly since Jupiter is your traditional ruler and you have Saturn in your sign. So you will feel this square even more than the other signs, I would say. So you're going to feel like a tension between different things, between what you want, and also between maybe the family, your foundations right now, where you are located. So there could be like a clash of energy there. And the universe is kind of asking you to really discern like what from the past can you bring to your future and what doesn't need to be there anymore. So you'll have to be sort of a cleaning of new versus old, and it's not that anything old must leave, but there is going to be like a mix of both. And you might feel like everything you do might need more effort than usual because Saturn is in your sign and making that square. And your personal life, your home situation, your family life will sometimes be at odds with what you want to create for yourself. But it's also a test of commitment because Saturn wants to make sure that you're really committed in what you truly want for yourself. And it's like Saturn wants to make sure that you're ready to put the effort to really focus on what it is you want to manifest in your life. So make sure that your plans are structured, Saturn, and rooted in reality, Saturn. Don't disperse yourself. Don't be at that la-la land in that dreamy space. Not for the square. It is one of the Pisces strengths, but for the square, I would say try to be more rational about the future because both talk about the future and what you're about to create. And it's like growing pains, when you're in between two states of consciousness, when you're in between two states of evolution, and life is testing you to make sure that you're on the right path. Try to focus your energy on one project at a time. I think that's going to be a good advice for you guys. Sophie, what can we tell the Pisces for December?
It's interesting because with everything you just mentioned, I'm getting the card of Imagine. So even though you're getting a lot of Saturn energy, I'm still getting a lot of Pisces energy of imagine your future and what you can create and use all of the colors and just, it's still, you can still see, okay, we'll have the first tarot card that is out, the 10 of Pentacles. So that's the Saturn influence. You want to build for the long term, but you still want to see what you want to create. So yes, it's going to test you that what you want to create and what you want to do and invest your time in is going to be rooted in 3D, like you said. But in the same time, it's not to killed your magic or killed your creativity. It's just to make sure that you're not just creating another little balloon and it's not going to just explode in 5 seconds. You just want to make sure that this little bubble that you just created is in fact something that you really want to create. So you can still have this magic. You can still have all of this magic. I'm just going to go with this word of Pisces and imagination, but just make sure that you're not losing your energy in something that is going to explode in 5 seconds. So the next card is the 7 of Cups, the illusions. So Saturn is not your enemy in this. So it's your enemy in this is just that you are so creative that you may go from one dream to another really, really quick. That's the real enemy. Saturn is not the enemy. Saturn is, I can create whatever you want, but you need to decide on what you want to order.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. And sorry if I can comment on that. Because Jupiter is in Gemini, so the danger of that Jupiter in Gemini is to disperse yourself with so many plans, so many ideas, so many possibilities, so many timelines. So Saturn wants to focus on what's important, streamline, simplify. So I think that's what also you're picking up from the card.
Absolutely. And the last card is the King of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So if you do pass this test of Saturn, if you do say, no, that's really what I still want, and that's really what I want you to deliver, Saturn is going to deliver. But Saturn just want to make sure that this is really what you want. So think about Saturn as like a father figure asking you what you want for Christmas, and just wanted to make sure it's still going to be the case at Christmas time. Because he wants to deliver something for you.
This is a great analogy. Because like if you jump from dream to dream or from like project to project, like this doesn't give the universe enough time for it to deliver what you truly want. Yeah. I love that. So make your Christmas list. Make sure. I love that. Thank you so much, Sophie. That was such a beautiful reading. Let us know if you enjoyed it. Do make sure you hit the like button on your way out of this video. We really appreciate your support. Do make sure you subscribe as well. Thank you so much, Sophie. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend and a beautiful month of December. Bye, everybody.